Hello everyone. Once again I am here to talk about Act 2 of Shakespeare's romantic comedy Twelfth Night. Act 2 of the play consists of five scenes. Scene 1 of Act 2 opens at the seashore in the kingdom of Illyria. In this scene, we find that Sebastian too is alive. He had been saved from perishing in the sea by another sea captain named Antonio. Antonio has become very attached to Sebastian because of Sebastian's good looks and excellent nature. After thanking Antonio, Sebastian takes leave of him in order to try his luck in this unknown land. Sebastian closely resembles his twin sister Viola, so that one can be mistaken for the other if both are dressed alike. Scene 2 of Act 2 opens at a certain street in the kingdom of Illyria. In this scene, we see that, in obedience to Olivia's order, Malvolio overtakes Cesario and offers him the ring sent by Olivia. But when Cesario says that he has not left anything behind him, Malvolio throws it towards him on the ground and says that it's up to Cesario to pick up the ring or not. Malvolio then goes away and Cesario asks himself what Olivia's purpose in sending this ring to him could be. He comes to the obvious conclusion that Viola has fallen in love with him, thinking him to be a man. Cesario thereupon condemns the lamentable consequences of a disguise, which is sometimes resorted to by a human being. Cesario says that women's soft hearts are often deceived by disguise or by a false appearance. So here is a criticism of a woman by a woman. Cesario realizes the complication which has arisen and tells himself that time will resolve this complication. Then scene 3 of Act 2 opens at the house of Lady Olivia. While earlier incidents are relating to the main plot in the play, this scene brings a subplot in the play. Sir Toby and Maria have been feeling greatly annoyed with Malvolio, the steward, who is a kind of Puritan and who has asked Sir Toby not to make a nuisance of himself in the house by drinking heavily all the time, making noise, and keeping with him the foolish knight Sir Andrew, who too drinks in Sir Toby's company. Maria tells Sir Toby that she would teach Malvolio a bitter lesson, and then she tells Sir Toby the plan that she would drop a letter in Malvolio's way. The letter will be addressed to Malvolio and will appear to be written by Olivia, though Maria herself will write it, as she can copy her mistress's handwriting very perfectly. The letter will make Malvolio think that Olivia is in love with him, and this will lead to a lot of fun. Sir Toby feels enthusiastic about this plan, and Sir Andrew too supports it. Next, in scene 4, the scene is taken back at the palace of Duke Orsino. The Duke now speaks of his love for Olivia to Cesario and says that the condition of all true lovers is the same as his condition is now. The Duke then asks Cesario if he has loved anyone. Cesario says that he has loved somebody closely resembling the Duke. Then the Duke advises Cesario not to love a woman older than himself, because men are naturally fickle, and only a younger woman can keep them romantically satisfied for a long time. The Duke then asks Cesario to go to Olivia's house again, pleading Orsino's love to her. Cesario reminds Orsino that Olivia has already denied his advances many times before, suggesting that Orsino must accept the fact that Olivia is not romantically interested in him. Then the Duke says that no woman can love with the same kind of passion as a man. But Cesario disagrees on this point and tells the fanciful story of her father's daughter who once fell in love with a man. Cesario tells the Duke that that his father's daughter never told the man about her love. Instead, simply wasted her life. Cesario refers to this girl as her father's daughter, leading Orsilio naturally think that it must be Cesario's sister. But in saying so, Cesario, who is actually Viola, is indirectly referring to her own love for the Duke. Cesario then quickly changes the subject because she was almost being caught by Duke Orsino, and she gets ready to go to Olivia's house with the Duke's message. Then scene 5 of Act 2 opens at the garden of Olivia's house. In the garden of Olivia's house, Sir Toby, Sir Andrew, and Maria, along with Fabian, prepare to play their practical joke on Malvolio that they already planned earlier in scene 3. Maria has written a letter carefully designed to trick Malvolio into believing that Olivia is in love with him. Maria drops the letter in the garden path where Malvolio will see it. The three men, Sir Toby, Sir Andrew, and Fabian, hide behind a tree as Malvolio approaches. Already Malvolio was muttering nonsense about thinking that Olivia loves him and about how things would be if they are married. This angers Sir Toby and Sir Andrew, who want to beat Malvolio for this pretension. Malvolio finally finds the letter and thinks he recognizes the handwriting as Olivia's, and it is written to him. How fortunate he is! The mysterious message implies in the letter that the writer of the letter wishes to raise Malvolio up from his position of servant to one of honor. But the letter also asks him to show the writer that he returns her love through certain signs. The letter suggests to the finder, that means Malvolio, to wear yellow stockings, yellow colored socks with cross garter, be sharp tempered with Sir Toby, be rude to the servants, behave strangely, and smile all the time. So all these things are indicated in the letter. Malvolio very joyfully vows to do all these things in order to show Olivia that he loves her in return. After Malvolio leaves, Maria then rejoins the men, and she, Sir Toby, and Fabian have a good laugh, anticipating what Malvolio is likely to do now. It turns out that Olivia actually hates the color yellow and can't stand to see cross garters, and doesn't want anybody smiling around her right now, since she is still officially in mourning. In other words, Malvolio is destined to make a great fool of himself. They all head off together to watch the fun. So here Act 2 finishes. In the next video we'll discuss about Act 3 of the play. Thank you.